Welcome back, student. Before starting the new exercise of lines and angles, that is new exercise 6.2, I would like to clear some basic concept of parallel lines and transversal as well non-parallel line also, because our next exercise is totally based on the different properties of parallel line transversal. That means for attempting our new exercise, you must have the knowledge of different angles. When two parallel lines are intersected by a third line, that is called transversal, different angles are formed. Among those angles, some pairs are called corresponding angle, alternate angle. That means today we are going to learn how to identify corresponding angles, alternate angles, and all these. Now, first of all, see parallel lines. When two lines are said to be parallel. Here is the definition for the parallel line. This is the definition for parallel line. Lines are said to be parallel if the perpendicular distances at every point are equal. That means you can see in the figure two parallel lines are there, line L and line M, isn't it? These two lines are parallel. When we can see these two line L and line M are parallel. So for that we have taken 4 points on line L. You can see A, B, C and D. These points we have taken on line L. In the same way we have taken P, Q, R and S on the line M in a such a way that they are perpendicular to their distances are perpendicular. That means see, making an angle of 90 degrees. So on measuring these two points, point, remember, point A is lying on which line? On line L, and point P on line M. So on measuring these two distances AP, suppose we got 2 centimeter. In the same way, at this point also we got 2, at this point also we got 2, at this point also we got 2. It means these two lines are equidistant at every point. So such lines which are equidistant at every point are called parallel lines. And remember, on extending, if you extend line either in this direction or either in this direction, be sure if we are extending these two lines endlessly in the both direction, they are never going to intersect. They will never intersect each other. So parallel lines, so in this case we can say line L is parallel to line M. So parallel, you can see parallel, this is, I have symbolically, you can write in this way, line L is parallel to line M. In the same way, non-parallel lines. What will be the definition for non-parallel line? Non-parallel line definition just opposite of this parallel line. Lines are said to be non-parallel if the perpendicular distance at every point are not equal. That means in this way, such type of lines are called non-parallel. Suppose this is one of the line and this is second line. You can see, suppose we are measuring at these 2 points and we got distance at these 2 points, we are getting distance, suppose 2. Here see the distance, if you compare this distance with this, definitely this distance is little more than the previous one. In the same way, if you measure here at this point, that means on moving in this direction the distance are increasing. So such lines are called non-parallel line. And remember, on extending this type of non-parallel line, they are going to intersect at a certain point. You can see, if you are extending this line in this way, so definitely somewhere here they will intersect each other. So this type of lines are called non-parallel lines. Now let us know about the transversal. What is a transversal? How we can define a transversal? You can see I've written the definition. This is the definition for the transversal. A line which intersects two or more lines at distinct point is called a transversal. Suppose two straight lines are there and a third line intersect them at two distinct points. So the third line is known as the transversal. You can see in this case line M, line N and third line L intersect at this point and at this point. So this third line is called the transversal. Here also this is the transversal. R is called transversal. For this figure M is called transversal. So transversal, it is a third line which intersect the other two straight line. Now see, when a transversal intersect two straight lines, remember these two straight lines may be parallel or non-parallel. So when a transversal intersect two straight line, whether the lines are parallel or not parallel or non-parallel, at two distinct points, that means in this figure you can see in this figure line L, we have taken two lines, straight line M and line N. So these two straight lines are get intersected by a third line L. So this third line L is called the transversal. So see, you can see line L is intersecting line M and line N at two distinct points, at point P and at point Q. So at point P, how many angles are formed here? See, how many angles are there at point P? 1, 2, this is third angle, this is fourth angle. In the same way at point Q, four angles are formed. This is first, second, third and fourth one. That means when a line L intersect line M and line N at 2 points, suppose P and Q, four angles are formed at each of the points P and Q. Now we come to know when two lines are intersected by a third line or a transversal at two different points, at each points four angles are formed, and the four angles thus formed can be categorized or can be named as corresponding angles, alternate angles. Alternate angles can be divided into two types: alternate interior angles or alternate exterior angles. Now let us see how we can identify the corresponding angles. Corresponding angles, see, for this case you can see here two straight lines, line M and line N. You can see M and N are intersected by a third line. This third line L is termed as transversal. So you can see this transversal is intersecting two lines, line M and line N, at 2 points, at this point and at this point. On each point four angles are formed. So our topic, corresponding angles. How can we identify corresponding angle? First we are going to take the left side of the transversal. This is our transversal. This is the transversal. So we are going to take any one angle which lie on the left of it. Left of it, that means you may take this or you may take this or this. These are the angles formed on the left of the transversal. Now see, if you are taking angle 1, see in the figure, this is our angle 1. Angle 1 corresponding angle, remember angle 1 lie on the left of the transversal and above the line M. In the same way, the location should be same. The position of angle formed when a transversal intersect any two straight line, whether the line is parallel or non-parallel, corresponding angle identification, how can we do it? Now see, we are taking left side of the transversal and angle 1 lie on the left side of transversal and above the line M. In the same way, come to the point Q at here. Identify the angle which lie on the left side of the transversal, in this part left side of the transversal, and at the same time it should be just above the line L, this line. So see, if you are taking 1 here, 1 corresponding angle of 1 is angle 5, corresponding angle of 2 is angle 6. See, angle 2 lies on the right hand side of the transversal and at the same time it is lying above the line M. In the same way, come to the point Q, select such an angle which lie on the right of the transversal and above the point N. So see, these two pair of angles are called corresponding angle. In the same way, 1 and 5 are called corresponding angle. So now see, let us take angle 4. Angle 4, can you say corresponding of angle 4? Yes, of course it is angle 8, because see, angle 4 lies on the left side of the transversal and below the line M. So in the same way, at point Q, angle 8 lie on the left of the transversal and below the line N. In the same way, we can say in this figure, 4 pairs of corresponding angles are formed. How many pairs? 4 pairs. So what are the corresponding angles? See, angle 1 corresponding, angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angle. In the same way, angle 2 and angle 6. Angle 2 and angle 6 are corresponding angle. Angle 4 and angle 8. This angle 4 and angle 8 are corresponding angles. Angle 3 and angle 7. Angle 3 and angle 7. These are the pairs of corresponding angles. Now let us see about the next type of angle, that is alternate interior angles. These alternate interior angles, these type of angles are formed on the either side of the transversal and between the two straight line. Remember, it should lie on opposite side of the transversal and between the two given straight lines. So you can see in this figure, how will you identify about the alternate interior angles? Alternate interior angles, this is the related figure. Just I told, alternate interior angle always lie on the either side of the transversal. This is our transversal and we have named this transversal as N. So alternate interior angle always lie on the either side of the transversal and between these two straight line M and line N. So if you are taking this angle 4, alternate pair of this angle 4 will be angle 6. See, both the angle lie on the either side of the transversal and between these two lines M and N. So such pair of angles are called alternate interior angles. So we can say angle 4 and angle 6 are alternate interior angle. In the same way, angle 3 and angle 5 are called alternate interior angles. Now next, alternate exterior angles. Just like alternate interior angle, exterior angles, that means alternate interior angle always lie within the given two straight line, but alternate exterior angle always lie outside of the given two straight line and just like the previous one on either side of the transversal. So you can see in this figure which pair of angles will be alternate exterior angles. this is our related figure. See, this is two straight line M and line N. These two straight lines are intersected by a third line. This third line we have named it N, and N represent the transversal. So alternate exterior angle always lie outside the given straight line and on either side of the transversal. Suppose 2, we are taking angle 2. Angle 2, alternate in exterior angle of angle 2 will be angle 8. This pair of angles are called alternate exterior angle. In the same way, angle 1, alternate exterior angle of angle 1 will be angle 7. So such pair of angles are called alternate exterior angles. Now let us identify interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So how will you identify interior angles on the same side of transversal? That means such angles must lie either on the left side of transversal or on the right side of transversal, and at the same time they must lie within the given straight line. So see, how can we identify the interior angles on the same side of the transversal for this figure? Suppose this is two straight line M and line N, and the third line L is the transversal. So how will you identify the interior angles on the same side of transversal? See, these two pair, angle 5 and angle 4. Angle 5 and 4 are the interior angles on the same side of transversal. In the same way, angle 3 and angle 6 are the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. That is, angle 3 and angle 6 lie on the right side of the transversal. At the same time, they are interior angles.